Hi, I'm Camille Swanson with Realty Executives, and I've got your September 2015 Phoenix Scottsdale real estate market recap. For quite some time now, I've been saying that our market has been doing exceptionally well. We've got great gains over the last 6 months or so, but over the last month, things have really started to shift, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. So I had noticed some things changing, I would say within the last 3 or 4 weeks. Deals falling out of escrow, slowing of showing activity on listings, and maybe a little bit of buyer apathy. And so I reached out to my colleagues, and they kind of all echoed the same sentiment. So I went to try and put some meat behind what I was seeing. The Chronicle Report is a market statistic created by an economist that is locally based and is probably one of our best resources to be able to predict and know what's going on in our real estate market. So the Chronicle Report essentially solidified what I was seeing. There are a number of indices that they use to try and chart and predict to some extent what the market is doing. What they were able to tell me within the last week or two is that the amount of inventory is increasing, which is increasing the number of days of inventory for homes that are on the market. Our pending listing count, which would be the number of homes that are actually under contract, is also fairly neutral, whereas it had been up, lots of increasing numbers of listings that were going under contract. That's kind of flattening out a little bit. The contract ratio is the number of homes that are under contract as compared to the number of active listings. That has also been trending lower since July. And the listing success rate, which means that for the number of listings that enter MLS, the percentage that actually close has also been trending down since the end of September. The monthly sales chart is neutral, meaning that the number of sales that we're seeing is about flat as compared with last year, but it's a little bit slower to respond as far as to changes in the market than some of the other statistics that I just mentioned. Contrary to that, the pending sales price per square foot and the monthly sales price per square foot are relatively, they're positive. One is strongly positive, the other is weakly positive, but they're still up. So for the short term, we do not expect any changes to the price, and that's a good, a silver lining for sellers, if you will. Buyers, I think, because inventory has gone up so much, and within the 28 days preceding the beginning of October, listing counts or active listing counts increased by 4.5%, which is substantial. And on October 1st and 2nd alone, which are Thursday and Friday, which also happen to be the most active days for new listings entering the market, that listing counts increased by 1,155 new homes in just that period. So for the short term, it looks as though the picture's maybe not quite as rosy for sellers as it had been. Our Cromford Market Index, which is the 3 little dials that you tend to see at the top of all of my newsletters, those are showing an overall market decline of about 10% from the end of October until now. So, or not 10%, rather 10 points. So they were at 148 and now they're down to 138. So we'll probably have to watch that carefully. That tends to be the most difficult to predict how it will change, but certainly it's a very, very useful tool for us to see and know what's going on in the market. Otherwise, I have some great charts that are in my market recap in the blog. Please check those out and let me know if you've got any questions. In a nutshell, just want to reiterate, the market is not falling. We're just maybe looking at signs trending from a seller's market, which we've been in for quite some time now, maybe to a more neutral, normal balanced market. No buyer or seller is in the driver's seat. So for buyers, it probably means you've got a few more options to choose from, and for sellers, you may need to go back and spend a little bit more effort to make your listing one to stand out from the crowd. That's it for September. I will be back with October stats relatively quickly. The new TRID rule is now in effect. That started October 3rd. I created a blog on that, so please check it out as well. I've got one for sellers, how they will be impacted, and one for buyers. So if you've got any questions after reading those, please give me a call and I will be happy to walk you through them. Phone number is 602-810-1750. Call, text, or email if you like. I'm always happy to take your questions. Have a great rest of the month.